And I think that's a good call, actually.
The end of the fourth, it's 28 for 1. They've had a journey today. They're taking on the Kings, but these are the results from the Kings. They've lost a couple up at the top, and it's just that one win that's brought them in the position that they're in, as this is flicked off the pads and worked away for another boundary.
Yeah, Dathwaite coming round the wicket to the left-hander, trying to tighten him up, but you cannot drift onto the pads. And he just flicks it away. Good cricket shot. Again, runs away for another boundary. Round the wicket he's coming Dathwaite, trying to cramp him up, but he's got it too straight and it's clipped away.
Calls for catch it. And that one, just a bit of extra bounce.
Yeah, the advantage of bowling first when pitch is a little bit damp, a little cold. You expect a little bit of movement. The odd one might just stick in the pitch till it dries out in this sunshine we've got now in Nepal. So, there's the fielders.
And this is driven beautifully, timed and powered for another boundary. Nick Curtin taking on the offensive here.
Well, I think this is the best shot of the game so far from Curtin. The full face, he's admiring it as well. He's letting everybody know, look at this shot, photographers. Make sure you get this straight drive. Always a good sign when you're seeing the ball well. When you play a shot like that straight back past the bowler.
Too full again, and they'll come for a quick single.
Again, good cricket from the Kings. Boundary the ball before, and then that one you can got a good strike on it again. But just keep retweeting the strike. Keep the scoreboard ticking. 37 or 4.4 now. They've had a good start here, the Kings. The Gurkhas have just been a bit off. There's a little bit of movement out there and they've just been a little bit off, and it just goes to show you're not on form, you don't start well, you're giving the opposition a chance to get off to a flyer.
Hitting a bit too hard on that one. Deepak Bahar has been at the non-strikers for a few deliveries now.
Yeah, sometimes when you try and hit it a bit too hard, when the field's up, you've just got two men out, you can be a bit excitable, you can lose your shape as a batter. But it's a good start. They'll be pretty happy with this start. It looks a good pitch again. Run rate there, the current run rate 0.66. Good start.
Oh, that struck him. That struck him, and it's going to be a dot to end the fifth. It's 37 for 1.
He's all good, Deepak Bahar. That's good to see. Having taken a little bit of a blow from Dan Dathwaite he's a sort of burly cricketer, isn't he? He looks as though probably get it up above 130, and oh, that was nasty. Maybe the shoulder rather than the helmet. Oh, definitely. Be interesting to see the bruise that he's left with. 5 overs into the first innings. The Kings playing for pride, but you can see in the team that they've selected, they have not eased off the gas at all. In fact, the only 2 changes they made were both due to injuries. Martin Guptill with a really bad leg injury, and then Pratish GC. The reason that Lokesh Bam bowled that 20th and final the other day was because he rolled his ankle out in the deep. And that's a shame because he's had such a good tournament. As Rashid Khan comes into the attack, I welcome HD Ackerman. Good morning, HD.
Morning, Lenny. Good morning to all those who are tuned in to this broadcast. Rashid Khan now. He's had a bit of an up and down spells where he's gone for plenty in one over and then one off another.
Yeah, for me, I'm not sure his numbers are actually going to show it. I think he's actually had a good tournament. He's probably, economy-wise, been much more expensive than he would have liked. Particularly in that last game against the Avengers, but he's taken wickets, 6 of them in total. And he's often bowled the toughest overs. Tends to bowl 18 and 20 at the death. Add into the fact he's a more than handy number 6, number 7. Another young cricketer with a big future. As the fumble is going to leave 2 batters at the same end. He's dropped the ball! But Curtin will be run out. Oh, a complete calamity. Curtin would have cantered home. Deepak Bahara, what have you done?
Ball watching. Ball watching. There's an error in the deep, and if you make an error while Nicholas Curtin is at the wicket, he is going to scamper through for 2. He runs the first one hard. Deepak is doing absolutely nothing. He's not interested. We talk about cricketing awareness. That was not good at all. So Curtin's innings comes to an end. He goes for 12. It's 38 for 2.
Dear, oh dear. Looked like a regulation single that easily could have been converted to 2, and ultimately Nicholas Curtin, he's been sold down the river a bit. Scott Edwards is at the non-striker's end. A lot of pressure on young Bahara now. Need to get another look at this running, because should Deepak Bahara, having made the error, should he sacrifice his wicket? Really poor piece of running, wasn't it?
Well, Curtin runs the first one hard. Deepak is just walking the first one. And so when the misfield happens, he's ready for it. He wants the 2, and he would have canted in. It would have been a easy single. No, that was poor running. Poor running.
Then almost to add insult to injury, Rashid Khan fumbled it. So even if he'd gone at a delayed point, he would have got there. We saw a very selfless piece of running yesterday from Mohamed Mohsin, who acknowledged that Jimmy Neesham was the one who could have carried them home. A lovely flowing cover drive to start with from Scott Edwards. What a way to get off the mark from your very first delivery. That's a Super 4, powered by Encel 4G.
Now we've seen a couple of extra cover drives mistimed this morning due to the fact that the batters have tried to hit it too hard. This is how you do it. The transfer of weight over the front leg assists with the timing, and the placement is perfect.
better running this time. They get a single. Want to go back to this run out, HD, because Mosen selflessly sacrificed himself yesterday. Bahara had the opportunity to. I know you think the running is shocking, I agree. But look at this point here. So Curtin's going to get home. Bahara comes and he takes a stutter step. If he kept going, Curtin would still be at the crease. Bahara would have been run out.
I think it's a very different situation to yesterday in that Jimmy Neesham is the match winner there and then. He was already in, he's in form, he's hitting the ball out the ground. Mosen knows that the case. This situation, it's not like Curtin's blown the tournament, out the water. They're both scoring. They're both on a relatively similar scores. End of the power play, 45-2.
Buddy Pradhan, Nepal's premier umpire, will signal the end of the power play. Just want to touch on the other dismissal. Lokesh Bam was trapped LBW. So it was a ridiculous reaction, wasn't it? Lokesh Bam has thrown the bat into the air. And then we've watched the replay, but you and I weren't looking at the monitors because we were off air. Candle comes into the attack, and we watched the replay, and it looked like it was hitting middle halfway up.
Seen a number of poor reactions, and I must be honest. I mean, look, we've all done it. Oh, there you are. I'm looking for you. Tuck die, go home.
No, I can't read the third one. Hold on. Someone stitched me up here. I think the producer's drawn those and given them out. What does the third one say? Oh, it's a drawing. The fifth one is a draw. It's a very chromy dome on that fifth one. Oh, I'm not that, but oh, I am. Oh no. What did the fourth one say? Need our cameraman to go to the. What's? This is what Edwards does. A great reverse sweep. He'll get a couple. Alam will cut it off with his left hand. Thanks, HD, by the way. Thanks, Mandir. Thanks, Deep. Thanks, everyone.
We've seen it on a number of occasions here, Lenny, and we've all done it when we were playing. We've been really disappointed and sometimes we've given a reaction that we shouldn't, but in virtually every game now we're getting a reaction, and I must admit I'm not going to be popular with players, but I think penalising players with the match now suddenly your entire team
Penalty that it may well completely change your season. Maybe a net run rate deduction. Do you know what I mean? Where you lose a sort of 10-run penalty, not in terms of the context of the match, but for your net run rate, which is still going to hurt you and could actually knock you out, but doesn't drop you a full point. Interesting topic. 7 have been bowled. Edwards off to a good start. He's got to double figures. It's 52 for 2. I think we're going to see a really big crowd this afternoon. The Suter Pashim fans have had to wait for the Royals to come back into action. They're all but guaranteed a playoff spot, being honest, with the way their net run rate is. But what they'll want to do is win one to guarantee a top 2 spot. As Shahabalam comes in for his second. I know you wanted to go back and talk about the LBW. I want to go back and talk about that sign. And what I